Oh, the $2.1 billion McDonald's machine.
You're at McDonald's and you're craving a double cheeseburger. So you find yourself in front of one of these. Self-order terminals, or SOTs, are in almost every restaurant of the chain now. You start browsing and end up buying a big tasty bacon with fries and a Coke, plus nuggets and a McFlurry for dessert.
All right, calm down. That's a big fucking order for one.
Once you see your food in front of you, you feel guilty. You ordered way more than you initially wanted. Many people have this experience at fast food restaurants. Since the introduction of SOTs, the average order has gotten bigger and bigger.
Wait, really?
But why? Today, we're going to talk about one of the most used user interfaces in the world and its countless tricks to take as much money as possible from you. McDonald's is by far the most valuable fast food chain in the world. Its stock price has nearly quadrupled over the past 10 years. Today, there are more than 40,000 McDonald's restaurants around the world. Many of them are so-called restaurants of the future. SOTs are a key factor in the success of the concept. With their large touchscreens, they look like giant double-sided smartphones. McDonald's is considered a pioneer in the fast food industry when it comes to these terminals. They tested the first SOTs in Europe in 2008. Today they can be found in almost all.
I see them every single McDonald's in Europe, but I don't see them in every McDonald's in America. Like, the McDonald's near me does not have one. Probably depends on franchise owners. Yeah, I mean, definitely does, but it's just funny because I feel like I've never not seen it in Europe, even for like a while ago, even years ago. But I still find a McDonald's, like if you're on a road trip in America, I see it places without them.
All of its restaurants. Other chains like Burger King and KFC have followed suit. The terminals have supposedly increased McDonald's profits in Germany by about 15%. That's according to an insider who spoke to the German public broadcaster ZDF. In 2018, former McDonald's CEO Steve Easterbrook confirmed that the terminals definitely increased profits. His main reason? Customers take significantly longer to place their order. But why would that be a good thing?
Yeah, why is that good?
Let's take a closer look at the example from the beginning. To recap, you only wanted to order a double cheeseburger when you entered the store. In the main menu, you are presented with inviting images of burgers. The more expensive items, like the double hamburger royale, are especially eye-catching. On the left, you can find the different food categories.
Can I tell you a quote that's always stuck with me? I basically invited all my friends to, hey, come spend the summer with me in Europe because my family lives there. And only Ari took me up on it. We weren't even dating. So it was just me and Ari as friends going around Europe. I mean, that's where we started dating, basically, like that, obviously. But anyway, so we fly to London. We're like, we're gonna see London. And there's a whole story with this I'm not gonna get into, but like when we're there, one of the nights I couldn't sleep. Maybe I was still jet lagged or whatever. I could not sleep. So she's sleeping and I get up and I go and I start walking around the UK at night, which, you know, I guess I could have gotten stabbed, whatever. I am walking around and I remember I walked. I just kept walking. And I was probably near Piccadilly Circus. Okay, Piccadilly Circus. I was nearish to that, but not, I was like off the main area of that, like kind of in a darker street, alleyways. And I see two guys fighting. They're arguing and arguing and arguing, but they're kind of pushing each other and one of them's taller than the other and they're arguing. And they said two lines that stuck with me. One, I can only kind of make out what they're saying, but one of the times they would get loud and I would hear it. And one of them goes, if there's pictures of food on the menu, it's a fucking Denny's. My understanding of what he's saying is they went somewhere that he thought was going to be fancy, but it wasn't fancy because it had pictures of the food on the menu. That was my understanding. And that's so funny that it's stuck in my head forever. So if I ever see food on the menu, I think this place isn't classy. Because of that guy so many years ago. And then the other guy, again, they argue a little bit more. And then the other guy said, because the shorter guy and the taller guy, the shorter guy says, you're always sticking your fucking neck into things like a fucking giraffe. And it was funny because the other guy was so much taller that it like, those two things are so funny to me and that I've never forgotten them. That's what this picture's reminding me. I'm sorry to get that out there, but it is a pivotal story for me. And now it's out in the world. And that way I'll have a clip of it when I'm fucking 98. I can remember it.
Categories. Here, McDonald's is setting a so-called reference value. Going forward, you'll subconsciously compare other items to these expensive ones. Even if you don't go for the pricier burgers, the double cheeseburger now seems pretty affordable. This makes you more likely to upgrade the cheap burger.
Smart.
We've just seen 2 examples of nudging. Nudges are designed to influence our behavior by...
I mean, what's funny is like this for fast food is obviously revolutionary, but like every single mechanic here is going to be used 40 times better in a gacha game to get you to buy something when they don't even give you anything physical. Like they're so far ahead of the game. This is just barely catching up.
Presenting options in different ways. Sometimes they're subtle and sometimes more obvious. In this case, the icons on the side are much smaller than the prominent...
Dude, you should be able to buy a McDonald's avatar. So it's like a little character. And then when you buy the cheeseburger, your digital McDonald's avatar on the monitor also eats the cheeseburger and levels up. So every time you return back to the McDonald's, you have this same persona that recognizes your face from the camera and then comes on the screen. And then levels up the more you eat. No, it doesn't get fat. That would be a bad message. It gets stronger and bigger and levels up and gets cooler shit. And if you buy like the more expensive burger, it like also spins a wheel to unlock a fucking rare crown or something. Can I fight Grimace? No, but you can befriend him. If you buy, every Grimace shake you buy is a 1 in 10,000 chance to get a rare Grimace appearance. And then he gives you the Grimace token. Or a cool custom Grimace cape or something that your character can wear. That'd be sick as fuck, dude.
Placed menus in the center. More space on the interface demands more of your attention. The same thing happens once you enter the submenu. The big burgers are at the top and the cheaper ones are at the bottom. It's like a supermarket shelf. You have to bend down or scroll down to see the cheap stuff. The more expensive items are at eye level. As a result, you don't even notice the double cheese.
That's okay, but I think it'd be better if there was like a horn that blared "pour" if you buy the cheap stuff. That way everyone else in the store knows. Because right now you could kind of just like scroll down, pick it, and no one even is aware.
Burger because of all the juicier burgers on top. The big tasty bacon in particular is just too tempting to resist. Make it a meal? Yeah, why not? Fries and a Coke, let's go. Should you get the Mac menu small or the regular Mac menu for just 50 cents more? Well, of course, the regular then. Anything else? Cheeseburger? Nope. Nuggets? Yeah, you're in the mood for that. The colorful animation you see when you make the purchase isn't random. It's there to reward you and make you feel good about adding things to the cart. Next, the terminal doesn't take you to the checkout. It just takes you back to the menu. Now that you're looking at it, a dessert would be nice too. Why not get a McFlurry? Wait, how much is that now in total? Oh, down here. It's 19.97 euros. This trick is called a dark pattern. Dark patterns are designed to get users to do things that aren't in their best interests. This is done by presenting information in a way that isn't neutral or by leaving things out on purpose. A classic example would be the colored Accept All Cookies button, while it may take several clicks to select only necessary cookies. The terminal interface is similar, whilst less extreme. The total amount is hidden in a tiny...
I mean, the real fucked up dark patterns are the ones where, like Diablo did this, right? Where they move buttons around. So where you're used to clicking things, but you end up clicking the stuff that makes you pay. And then Fortnite did this, yeah. Or the ones that make it really easy for kids to use their parents' credit card to buy things. It should be illegal. I think it is. I think they were actually sued for these things and had to stop them. Certain dark patterns are definitely illegal.
Any corner of the large screen. Standing in front of it, you have to actively look down to find the price. For McDonald's, maximizing the average order value is a key business strategy, but for you, the price should be a minor detail next to all the colorful products. In a statement to us, McDonald's Germany states the screens are as big as they are to present information as clearly and appealing as possible. They are also designed for accessibility. Now, it's finally time to pay. And here, another nudge. This time, the nudge is meant to motivate you to pay by card. You only see a smaller button for the option to pay in cash at the register. There are a few reasons for this. When you pay by card, you're more likely to make impulse purchases and spend more money overall. Plus, the two-sided order terminals let more people order at the same time. Up to 70% of customers leave when there are more than 7 people in line. You pay almost 20 euros for a thick menu, nuggets, and a dessert. In total, 2,300 calories. Once the food is in front of you, and even more so after you devoured it all without mercy, you ask yourself, how did this happen again? The interface is a prime example of upselling. During the order process, you were tricked or at least subtly manipulated into buying more than you originally intended. Instead of a double cheeseburger, you end up with the Big Tasty menu and those nuggets on top. In many small steps, the terminal repeatedly confronted you with moments of comparison. These comparisons create subconscious pressure. Each step in the ordering process seemed rational to you at the time.
Am I crazy? I haven't seen pizza rolls at a McDonald's. Did I just miss this? Is it an EU thing? I like pizza rolls too, but I feel like I would get something else at a McDonald's.
You may have even thought you were getting a bargain. But imagine you had the following choice. A double cheeseburger for €3.50 or a meal plus nuggets and ice cream for €19.97. You probably would have chosen the single burger. This example is of course slightly exaggerated, but making meals bigger is important for McDonald's. The margin on a single burger is low. Only when you add drinks, fries and ice cream, your order becomes really profitable for the chain. Those add-ons are cheap to buy and easy to prepare. That's why the menu is crucial for McDonald's. It works on the principle of bundling. The price is based on the most expensive product, like the Big Tasty. For McDonald's, the additional drinks and fries make the offer worthwhile. At the same time, for the customer, it appears to be a bargain, as the items in the bundle are much cheaper together than if they were purchased separately. Cross-selling also plays an important role in menu management. The SOT suggests a
The problem is, like, I just won't enjoy it without the fries and the drink. Like, I can know this intuitively, but if I'm going to get the meal, I need the fries and the drink. It makes it better. I don't know if that's just American build, but like, if I'm going to do it, I'm not going to be loving it without that. Yeah, I don't need nuggets or dessert, but I don't get that. I haven't fallen for the dark pattern. But I'll always get the meal because, like, McDonald's without the fries, what the fuck's the point? NPC if you just eat a burger. I sort of feel like that. If you just show up and get like one single cheeseburger from McDonald's, it's like the people that raw dog flights. I'm definitely like a feast or famine kind of person. I figure you might as well go all in.
Additional products to you. That's much more effective than the usual
"Would you like some fries with that?"
at the counter. There are no social pressures, often no queue behind you, no one watching. Often customers stand back to back in front of the terminals. And that's how you ended up with nuggets you hadn't planned on buying. McDonald's Germany confirmed that the average order size at their SOTs was slightly higher than at the counter. What slightly means in the definition remains unclear. We did ask for a ratio but received no answer. In 2015, the fast food company reported to have served more than 69 million customers every day in over 100 countries. About half of all orders were placed through the order terminals. This makes the McDonald's terminal one of the most used interfaces in the world, probably only surpassed by TikTok, Instagram and such. McDonald's could potentially collect a ton of data every day. Data which they could use, for example, for A/B testing. Customers could randomly be shown different versions.
What if you could stick your arm into the McDonald's thing, like the Dune box, and it takes a blood sample for a discount? Just a little prick. I feel like people would do it. And then they would get fucking blood data on 100 million people.
Versions of buttons, like different sizes.
The Yum Jabber. Bro, the Yum Jabber, McDonald's new rollout. That's so good.
Colors or wordings. Or some customers might see a recommendation for 6-piece nuggets, while others might see 9-piece nuggets.
Wait,
With
really?
these tests, McDonald's could continuously optimize the UI based on millions of data points to squeeze out the maximum amount of additional items purchased. It could be anything from the exact size of the sidebar to the color of the salad leaves or the way the desserts are arranged. McDonald's Germany told us that they don't do A/B testing in Germany. They could not tell us whether the company does such tests in other countries and referred us to McDonald's Global. We asked McDonald's Global for comment, but so far they didn't respond. Friends in the US and UK have tested the terminals in their countries for us. The user interface seems to be pretty similar. It's probably safe to assume that the techniques discussed in this video come into play in McDonald's restaurants in one way or another all over the world. There's no doubt that SOTs improve the customer experience. They save time and make the whole process more chill, a real blessing for introverts. And you don't have to worry about being judged at the register if you want to treat yourself to a big meal with 2 desserts. But SOTs have a downside too. They are explicitly designed for you to maximize.
I feel like the things people see at a McDonald's register, the last thing they're going to judge you for is your order. I cannot imagine they give fucking 2 shits, let alone that they're thinking about it more than 2 seconds. Like, there's just no way that people at Five Guys are judging me when I walk in and say, can I have a lettuce burger? They're not thinking about it. It's not something they care about. You guys don't know that they don't care. They actually think it's really cool. They actually nod a bit and go, hey, nice choice. It's crisper that way. It tastes better.
Maximize your bad choices. The techniques used are not unique by any means, but often invisible at first glance. You might think this is all so see-through and you're not influenced by little nudges or dark patterns. But people are. Otherwise, these terminals wouldn't be this effective, and a giant conglomerate like McDonald's wouldn't use them.
Good video, really good video. Very interesting, very succinct. Good graphics. Good job, Fern. I liked it a lot.